Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am deciding to share my workshop with all of you. It is a RC workshop for airplanes. I figured people may be interested. I've been RCing since I'm a little boy, over 50 years now. And I will go through these airplanes piece by piece and show you different aspects of the hobby. They are everywhere. I have some very big gliders and some not so big ones, and then they're still big, and other airplanes that I fly. Like, I love biplanes. We'll get started today with this pit here. I show you. It has a 2-cylinder motor. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's in there. 5 horsepower, 2-cylinder. It's a 33 scale, a third scale, so to speak. From the RC guys. Bought it in Canada. It comes as an ARF. You put it together, and it flies very beautiful. I might be able to show you a shorty a friend of mine recorded at our airfield. We have a beautiful runway, and I landed it there. So here, I made it an open cockpit. Normally it comes closed, but it's not a big deal. You just cut this open, and it looks like a windshield. I wanted to show you details. I bring this in my little truck at one piece, as one piece, and so therefore it's a lot to field assemble, and I don't want to go through that. So I did here. It has a redundancy system built in by me. That's these 2 switches for. This is fuels, where you fuel it. We're gonna do that right now. And then here it has these 2 balance plugs. On this fuel station, you plug the power in on these balances. You balance your 2 LiFe's that I put in there. LiFe's make wonderful receiver packs, and they also power on this gas motor the ignition, and I put in there 2,000, so I have 4,000 milliamp. This is actually not that many servos operating, and a 10-minute fly takes about 500 milliamp. Of course, I have a redundancy switch that operates these batteries simultaneously. So 4,000 milliamp gives you a lot of flights. I think if I did the math right, 8 flights or 10 minutes, no problem. I typically fly 3 times when I go out there, so I have plenty of battery in there. But And please remember it also does the motor ignition. So 5,000 milliamp, 500 milliamp, a 10-minute flight. So I have plenty of flights in there, and redundancy by 2000 and 2000 Lifey batteries. They seem to very fine power and ignition, like that. It has this there's 2 servos in the wing, and it is here by linkage operates the upper aileron. It has 2 servos in the tail, left, right, tail halves, servo each, and then one for the rudder, and a little one for the carburetor. It also has, of course, not only these switches back there, it has a override switch on the radio, a kill switch that that is inside the airplane. You need to have that, because in case, or when you after you land, you want to switch it off. So it's a beautiful RF. It is a third scale, so it's on a pits that is so small to begin with, that makes a not super big airplane, even when it's third scale. I thought, my goodness, is this really third scale? And I go, here's the 1, then there's 2, and then here would be 3, and that is indeed about the size of a pit's body in the width, and they fit like a tennis shoe, like the real ones, big ones when you go inside. I say big ones, not real ones, because this one is also real. It's just not man carrying. So I'm gonna go again, show you how I charge it in a minute. These are my balance plugs, and let me position my camera and let's go. Here is me and the cable that I use. So it plugs in this plug station, and then this goes into the charger. It's a, what do you call it, EC3, the smaller type. I think the EC5, they're bigger. I use them on my electric airplanes a lot. And so I'm gonna show you how I plug this and then do the charging. I inserted this so you can click the link. I think we're gonna put it here, and you can see my pits flying. At least for a little bit it's gonna fly, and I land it. So just again, click here. I used the opportunity to show you this motor a little better, at least the cylinders. Here's 1 and 2. It is very important that these motors have a good outlet. These holes are exactly where the cylinders are. That is ideal at the pit, because that's scale. Of course, it does not. The original one doesn't have a boxer motor, but this one does, and it does not need, the cowl doesn't need to be cut. They might made it a bit wider for that reason. It is suggested to run with a 1-cylinder. Well, I wanted to always have a 2-cylinder motor, and here it is. It runs very nice. So I'm gonna plug this in, and while I do that, I hope I don't cover the camera up too much. So I go. It has two inlets, one and the other one. One, two. So I plug this in here. Then I'm gonna go to my charger, and then I'm gonna. I don't have this one. You can plug them all in. I don't have a. I marked it. This is a protective flap for the wind and the grease. So it's 1, 2. So that this is the one here, and this is 2. 2 is the balance plug here. I need for this inlet that goes with that, and I plug this in my charger that has still a bit too short of a balance cord. Here we have it plugged in, and I'll put this a little forward. There you go. And this pup I plug in here, and then this one will go in the 110, and switch it on. Well, I'm gonna fiddle for my 110 outlet. I might change my camera angle again a little bit, so you can actually then see the charger. And one more time I can. Oh, I'd love the pits. I have quite a few. So I use various chargers, but one of my favorites is this. I bought from Horizon. I'll show it better to you in a minute. It's a smart charger, but it does not only smart batteries, it does everything. So I change camera angles now. So now I'm back. I want to make sure you know I'm here not doing anything real quick, because that usually leads to mistakes. Here we're gonna do things focused and attentive. Ideally, I like to be in the same moment where I'm doing things, not to have this erroneous belief that the next moment holds something more than this moment. So since we don't believe this moment holds everything. So anyway, this is LiFeS. I have it set on LiPo because that's what I charged last. So the first thing is I'm gonna go ahead and go to my battery chemistry that offers me life. So I'm gonna go that, and then I'm gonna go start. It automatically detects that you have 2 cells by this balance plug. It notices that, and then it pumps the power into my LiFeS. It confirms on the display that I have that, and these LiFeS are then charged to the correct voltage. It knows that automatically. I think it cuts off at about 6.6 if I'm not mistaken, and then it's 90% charged. I didn't use it much last time. I lost my muffler and I had to replace it, but so I couldn't. fly that much out. So it charges the LiFi for their correct voltage, and then it goes beep beep beep, and I will charge, then change that to number 1 for the other one in there, and then this one, the power plug, I'm gonna put it in the other outlet. So I hope you see that. It gives me all kind of data, and so we let it charge. I hope you could see that good. Now here you will see it better. LiFi 2-cell charge rate is 1.6 amp. You don't want to press too much amps in the first place with these. A 2000 LiFi I would feel comfortable to charge with one, I think they call it 1C. It would be 2 amp, 2000 2 amp. Maybe it's already the amperage is powers down as the battery gets fuller and fuller. So, but I probably started with 2 amps. So again, here's the charge plug, and now I have it in here. For the number 1, I will go into. I did it like you read left to right. So number 1 is on the other side, and that I charge next. If you have any questions regarding this pit, you can ask me. You'll see the little exhaust stubs. Well, you see one now, you see 2. It runs really beautiful, and I have, out of all my airplanes, I have 2 gas airplanes. One is this Pits, and one is this also fairly large size Cub. It flies very, very good. I bought it at Horizon Hobbies. And this one I bought in Canada, I told you, I think by the RC guys. It's, I think, currently out of stock. When you see the video, maybe it is back in stock. So here is an interesting thing for the, its charge rate is now 0. It says it's green 100%, and it was only 3 minutes charge time. It has now, maybe I can show you that. It has stopped, and a LiFi peaks at 3.7, 3.6, but within 30 seconds, they go down to their, after done, to their voltage that they carry through most of their power cycle, and that's close to 3. So it doesn't harm your servos. Hitech has even a piece of paper out telling you that LiFi is no problem. You don't need to be using a regulator, but by all means, if you think you need to do that, go ahead. And the electronic transmission on this gas motor, no problem either. So you've been seeing this jet in the background on my motorcycle and everything else, but this is a beautiful pit. You see it land in a moment. I put on most of my airplanes tires that are called low bounds. They help, especially on a pit, to take the sting out of the landing. It flies very, very fun, and it sounds very fun too if you like that original sound. Well, anyway, this is my workshop. One more turnaround so you can see if there's anything you want me to talk about, then I will. You can ask for it. I have a huge ASH 31, and it's laying on its side back there, and the wings are here taking up a huge amount of it's ginormous for me, at least. I have all these warbirds, and anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you tune in when to the next episode. I think I call this as the propeller turns. Thank you, and this is number 1. Bye bye.